The Japanese destroyer Mutsuki, meaning January, was the lead ship of a class of 12 destroyers constructed for the Imperial Japanese Navy, or IJN, during the 1920s. The Mutsuki-class was a refined development of the earlier Kamikaze-class destroyers and marked the first use of triple 24-inch torpedo tubes in Japanese service. These ships measured 102.4 meters or 335 feet 11 inches in overall length and 94.54 meters or 310 feet 2 inches between perpendiculars. Their beam was 9.16 meters or 30 feet 1 inch, with a mean draft of 2.96 meters or 9 feet 9 inches. Standard displacement was 1,336 metric tons, increasing to 1,800 metric tons at deep load. Propulsion came from 2 Parsons-geared steam turbines, each connected to a propeller shaft, powered by steam from 4 Kampan water tube boilers. These turbines produced 38,500 shaft horsepower, enabling speeds of up to 37.25 knots. The ships carried 420 metric tons of fuel oil, allowing a range of 4,000 nautical miles cruising at 15 knots. Each vessel was manned by a complement of 150 officers and enlisted personnel. The primary armament of the Mutsuki-class destroyers consisted of 4 12-centimeter or 4.7-inch Type 3 naval guns mounted singly. One was positioned forward of the superstructure, one between the 2 funnels, and the remaining 2 mounted back-to-back atop the aft superstructure. These guns were designated 1 through 4 from bow to stern. Torpedo armament included 2 triple 61-centimeter above-water tube sets, one located between the forward superstructure and forward gun, and the other between the aft funnel and aft superstructure. Each ship carried 4 reload torpedoes. In addition, they were equipped with 18 depth charges and had the capacity to carry up to 16 naval mines. They could also be outfitted with gear for mine-sweeping operations. Constructed at the Sasebo Naval Arsenal, Mutsuki was laid down on the 21st of May 1924, launched on the 23rd of July 1925, and officially completed on the 26th of March 1926. She was initially commissioned under the designation Destroyer No. 19 before receiving the name Mutsuki on August 1, 1928. During the late 1930s, Mutsuki saw action in Chinese waters, taking part in the First Shanghai Incident of 1932 and additional operations during the Second Sino-Japanese War. At the time of the Pearl Harbor attack on December 7, 1941, Mutsuki served as the flagship of Destroyer Division 30, part of Destroyer Squadron 6 under the 4th Fleet. She departed from Kwajalein on December 8th as part of the Japanese invasion force targeting Wake Island, transporting an advanced detachment of Special Naval Landing Forces, or SNLF. In the early hours of December 11th, the American defenders repelled the initial Japanese landing attempt, which had been supported by light cruisers Yubari, Tenryu, and Tatsuta, along with destroyers Yayoi, Hayate, Kisaragi, Mutsuki, Oite, and Mochizuki, as well as 2 old Momi-class destroyers converted to patrol craft, and 2 troop transports carrying 450 SNLF soldiers. After suffering significant losses, including the destroyers Kisaragi and Hayate, the Japanese force retreated without making landfall. This marked Japan's first defeat of the war and remains the only failed amphibious assault in World War II repelled solely by coastal artillery. Mutsuki returned on the 23rd of December with the 2nd Wake Island Assault Group, once again carrying SNLF troops before heading back to Kwajalein. In January 1942, Mutsuki escorted a convoy from Kwajalein to the major Japanese naval base at Truk, where a sponson was added to mount a pair of license-produced 13.2 mm or half-inch Type 93 anti-aircraft machine guns on the bridge's forward side. Later that month, she accompanied a troop convoy from Truk to Guam, then participated in the Solomon Islands campaign, supporting Japanese landings during Operation R, the invasion of Rabaul, New Ireland and New Britain, and Operation SR, the invasion of Lae and Salamaua in New Guinea, between January and March. From March 28 to April 1st, Mutsuki served as the flagship for Rear Admiral Masao Kanazawa, who led the 8th Special Base Force during the initial occupation of Bougainville and the Shortland Islands. Later in April, the ship also provided support for the seizure of the Admiralty Islands. During the Battle of the Coral Sea from the 7th to 8th of May 1942, Mutsuki was assigned to the Port Moresby invasion force under Operation Mo. When the operation was aborted, she continued operating from Rabaul, where she was tasked with escorting convoys between Truk, Rabaul, and Palau until July, when she was ordered back to Japan for a short refit. Following completion of repairs at the Sasebo Naval Arsenal on July 12, 1942, Mutsuki was transferred to the IJN 8th Fleet and took part in the shelling of Henderson Field on August 24, 1942. Mutsuki participated in the Battle of the Eastern Solomons the following day. Believing that 2 American carriers had been heavily damaged and put out of action, Rear Admiral Tanaka's reinforcement convoy resumed course for Guadalcanal, reaching within 150 nautical miles of the island by 8 a.m. on August 25th. At that point, the convoy was reinforced by 5 destroyers, Mutsuki and Yayoi of the Mutsuki-class, Kagerō and Isokaze of the Kagerō-class, and Kawakaze of the Shiratsuyu-class, all of which had bombarded Henderson Field the previous night, inflicting only minor damage. 5 minutes later at 8:05 a.m., a strike group of 18 U.S. aircraft from Henderson Field attacked the convoy, inflicting severe damage on the light cruiser Jinsu, killing 24 sailors and rendering Tanaka unconscious. The transport Kinryu Maru was also hit and later sank. As Mutsuki moved alongside Kinryu Maru to take off crew and troops, she came under attack from 4 U.S. Army Air Force's B-17 bombers out of Espiritu Santo, which scored 5 near or direct hits, sinking Mutsuki roughly 40 miles northeast of Santa Isabel Island. 1 bomb struck the engineering section, killing 41 crewmen and wounding 11. The destroyer Yayoi recovered the survivors, including Mutsuki's captain, Lieutenant Commander Kenji Hatano. Unharmed but visibly shaken, Tanaka transferred to the destroyer Kagerō, ordered Jinsu to return to Truk, and proceeded with the convoy to the Japanese base at the Shortland Islands. Both Japanese and U.S. forces chose to fully withdraw their warships from the area, bringing the battle to a close. Japanese naval units remained near the northern Solomons, staying beyond the reach of Henderson Field-based American aircraft, before ultimately retreating to Truk on the 5th of September. Mutsuki was officially removed from the Navy list on October 1, 1942. Just another blow in the many more to come to the Imperial Japanese destroyer force.